Hello guys, welcome back to Tales of Arise. Are you ready? Let's get started. So let's get out of here. Okay. This way. Yep. Hold on. Oh! Oh yeah. Love it. Where's this sound? Let me check this map. Did I miss any item? I think this way. Hold on, let me check one more time. Here. Yep. One missing item. Oh, lovely. Okay, I just want to see. That one is right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me check quickly. Sorry. Here. Woohoo! Good job.
I thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renis Alma. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should...
Whoa.
What?
Uh-oh. Oh no. That sucks. I didn't beat this lady? Oh my god, how many? What? The woman is not even real. What's going on? Where are they? Too bright!
Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands.
Uh-oh.
The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone! Look there!
Oh, what is it? What is this?
A flower blooming out of Retta?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
A flower of oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down! You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
Wow.
Now
Oh, you
what?
scare me.
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
Uh-oh.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
Oh,
I still can't get over what we saw happening.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of... Still, though, I never would have imagined Rena actually...
Beats me. I have absolutely no clue.
Rena and Dana. We were taught that both worlds were spherical bodies that floated among... But to think that they lied to us, not only about the Sovereign and the Crown...
Dohalim.
Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us here?
Someone formidable enough to bring our starship along with us.
They must be here somewhere. Let's find them.
nope. I saw the green elevators, so I better take this one. There. Hold up. Don't need to check. Right, whatever.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Huh? What's that? It's one of those!
Also,
A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
It doesn't look like it can move. Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk.
What are you?
Hevrect 35.
Hevrect 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way. Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh, goody. More riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helganquil. The red women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
You are on Daeq Faezol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's great spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this great spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The great astral spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice? Just like Dana.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it, without question, throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this great spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what Hevrecht 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's great spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegus are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy, and the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
Indeed, and it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegus was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renasalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hevrecht 35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
Lenegus has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak,
Come on.
Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena.
I'm sitting here for 20 minutes.
If nothing is done
okay?
about the Great Spirit, it will not be
Nothing
long
to
before
do.
all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control? Why?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance? For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean... you're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Daeq Faezol.
Hey! Hey!
Uh-oh. Finally.
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
Mm-hmm. Find the others. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Huh?
You can't
Come on,
seriously be buying
guys.
anything that creature...
To be honest, the conversation went on for so...
At the very least, everything it said about the Ren... That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana?
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
But why? Astro...
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an...
Right.
There is one other thing that concerns me. How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown contest.
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevrek 35 never even brought...
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Let's find out.
Let's go. Stop talking. Okay, let's see. I better take this elevator again. Let's see. No? Okay. Where should I? Upper or lower? Okay, lower. I don't know. I don't know. Oh. Aha! Really? That's good.
Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renan?
Hmm? Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Hmm?
The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever, but be quick. Our subjects are undergoing...
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrek 35 when he meant...
And what was that about subjects?
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. Around here.
Have you guys lived up here in Daeq Faezol with
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has...
Why are you all even here in...
Originally, this station was where we worked to...
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently, there was some kind...
And you've been working for Hevrek 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility.
What do you mean?
The Helganquil have the technology. As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even...
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women.
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand... In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and It's a pretty sophisticated operation. I have to imagine that's how Lennox...
But aren't the Helganquil themselves controlled by the Great...
The Great Spirit's mind control.
You act like this didn't affect you personally.
I mean, sure. I was surprised when I first...
Hevrek 35 is clearly seen.
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride—
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. That said, I'm sure it's...
Thank you for answering our...
You. Another human. Yeah, I just want to see 2 more.
Can we talk to you for a...
Sure. It's going to be a while before the 2 planets undergo their next...
Please, tell us what you know.
You mean the Overseer's species?
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
From Rena? Wait, are you telling us those things live...
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought the Overseer explained everything.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us.
Well, in a nutshell, the Renans were originally...
But if that's true, then that would mean there aren't any people on...
There aren't. But there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally means.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquil are on the verge of... In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the... They gathered Danans who had an affinity for That's why we, as their descendants...
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Dan...
Wait. That explains why almost nobody can use...
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and...
Enough. You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
I guess I can see how when viewed in a certain light, but if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. If it meant their hands had to get a little... Anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the 2 planets.
I see. Thanks for filling us.
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all, some new revelation smacks us in the face.
And let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
Last one. You.
Do you know anything about a
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes.
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon...
Exactly. However, there were 2 problems we had to consider. Second, we had to figure out how to convert...
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge.
We have a winner. However, the first plan... The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana.
And the crown contests began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role. A new sovereign had to be... It was such tremendously difficult work. Its success was dubious.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden...
What about the flower that
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical... As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy.
Hevrek 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling...
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes. And yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same...
He talks like the potential end of the world.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up...
It feels like our whole world has been turned upside down.
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helgan...
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but...
Agreed. Though I'll...
Everything that's happened. Everything...
And to get that energy, then the Helganquil created the Renans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the...
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even. Why don't we all take some time to think things over?
That's a good idea. If the Renan Great Spirit really... Because it's not just Dana on the line. So let's go ahead and break off for now.
30 minutes.
You aren't in any immediate danger. so we should be okay. You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you this.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking.
I'll go along with you.
Wow.
Sounds good. Let's go find them.
Now I'm sleepy.
Everyone's just gone their
Now I
own
have
way,
to
huh?
talk each person.
Yeah, let's hit up each spot.
I knew it. Oh, I don't like this part. Oh, we can have a rest. What do you mean rest? Okay. Where are you people?
Oh, it's you two.
He who?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it
What do you think about everything we've learned?
on some level. I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy... As for the Renans, I suppose my
How so?
coexistence between Danans and Renan, in my case, I think that's partly because... So... to be told that they're like us.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helganquil and the... But... At the same time...
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Danans... And if people then find out that they're all...
Even just among the Danans, I'm sure they're... I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance...
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we...
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people...
It's no small task.
Right. Everybody has their... In a worst-case scenario.
Holy.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway.
God.
Not just...
That's an interesting one.
It's true. Everybody... It won't be
Talking
achieved
too
through
much.
reasoning. But I think it's a good first... And now,
I don't
I
think
think I
can
see a way to
fight
move forward.
today.
but to do...
Just keep conversation. Okay, where's next person? I'm not good at this. What are you doing?
You both seem off.
Only because after everything we've seen...
How are you holding up, Rinwell?
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Danon made... But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Danons again, Danons probably won't be so quick to let their...
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. I know firsthand just how... But even so, I was still able... So I was thinking maybe, I don't know...
Renwell.
That great spirit worries me too, though. Dana's will feels...
Now that you mention it, Heverick 35...
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day, Dana's still our...
We won't. We'll keep it...
Come on, people. Right there. Hello.
I apologize for making you wit.
You mean hearing the origins of the...
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things.
Even I'm still not sure
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we... I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this.
That's just part of being...
Well, to say the least. But enough about me.
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones that are living on
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either...
And at the same time, Danons are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. There is, after all, and the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel
I didn't expect the former...
Menancia's there had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among
Good
my
thing I
ranks.
can skip,
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead...
Indeed. I have fully accepted the burden of that On that note...
Oh?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator,
my
so that the
God.
Renans can... As the one and only blazing sword.
And I take it that you'll be...
Yes. I realize that I'm asked... However, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for... Is it too much?
I'm so
No,
tired.
relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking...
You're too kind.
That's some hype.
Then I'll ask once again. This time just...
You don't even need...
Thank you, my friend.
You said my friend? My friend? Where are you, last one? Come on.
I still can't believe it, man.
35 minutes.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum?
God,
Once my memory started coming back to me,
save me.
I felt completely and
Help
totally...
me.
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thank...
Man, I think you might be a...
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my... That was no way to live. But all this talk about other races and the world ending...
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but...
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns. For obvious reasons. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what but that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me.
In other words, if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside,
you'll... The thing that's most important. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter.
Not everyone is strong enough.
Come on, okay.
It's something your dad... Law, you know. Forget all the big stuff going on.
Kill
Yeah.
me.
I'll fight to protect the people around.
Finally.
Well,
Oh,
it sounds like
no.
everyone's learning from their past and using it to...
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about...
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked right now. It's...
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was I thought I'd die alone. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you. It's been going on for 300 years. It was Naori's hope. That's how it fell on us, of all people.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop. She considered me. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, she said that the first step down that path was that means forgiving other people.
Forgiving. So
Oh
it goes
my
both...
God.
Yeah. I don't just mean
I'm
forgiving
tired.
things that
Can you
happened in the
open my
past either.
eyes?
Conflicts will... If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future...
You know, you're right. People
This is
can hurt one
way
another
too
without
much.
even meaning.
It's not going to be easy, but if we can do it, I'm there with you, Shion. I think that's the very least I can do to...
Yeah. I want a future that she
Holy.
would feel...
Whoa there, Savior Girl.
Yes, I know.
Wow. Come on, stop talking. Holy.
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
Again.
I am. There's a lot to think about, but I don't care who we're up against.
What are your thoughts, Alphen?
Okay, we are
I
going,
want to know what's
okay?
on your mind.
Like Law said, if it's trying to rob us of our entire world, that alone is enough
This
to make
is
it
not
our
about
enemy.
movie.
But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the great...
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all...
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared... And to hear Shion tell it?
Indeed. Shion's thorns are And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's...
While the main body resides in Rena.
Shion.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over...
The question is how... Suffice it to say,
Oh my
that flower growing out of
God.
Rena is enormous.
Way
large enough
too
to house
much
the will of
this
an entire...
part.
The wedge
For
and
40
Lenegis were
minutes,
both
pretty
hard enough
close
for
to
us to
40
overcome in
minutes
their own
now.
right. This is an ultimate...
And we only know
I don't
about
like
the Thorns
this kind of
connection thanks to
conversation
Naori.
Conversation part.
Hevrek 35 has been observing. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it...
Holy.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevrek 35 our answer.
Oh, where was that? Central? I don't even know. I hope this is... Yeah. Another long conversation, basically for 1 hour, right?
Do you have your answer?
We want to ask something. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put it...
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run. Rather, its will is derived from the core,
My
which
core
supports the
sleeve.
rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the great spirit shall be...
And how are we supposed to destroy...
By using the Renas Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling. Using their powers, the maiden shall seal the
Yeah, I
great
better
astral
listen.
spirit within her body, and the
can't
sovereign
even
shall
read
wield the
now.
power
It's
of the
too
Renis
much.
Alma to destroy it.
Sorry, guys.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the great spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die. That we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
That's...
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the Great Astral Spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but
Let me do
impossible to
something,
fully eradicate the
please.
Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile,
Okay.
and will only
Skip,
serve to
skip,
strengthen
skip,
it.
skip.
No.
Quickly read, then skip.
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of Astral. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great...
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you...
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit, considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored.
Why you...
Fine then.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up Dana's screw... If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, we want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe...
Alphen.
What you say is irrational.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis... I wish to see how well they work against...
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma?
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great...
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the...
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated.
So right in the middle of that giant flower that...
I have one more question. You've said that
Oh,
Rena's
they're
great
never
astral
gonna
spirit
stop
is already
talking.
integrated with the plan. What will happen to Rena?
Without the will of the
I'm
Great
way
Spirit,
too tired.
Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario,
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit with...
likely, the collapse will occur in stages.
Man, I wish that thing had...
Hevrek 35 and the others have got to fix our starship.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you
After
told
this,
us to.
you guys are gonna have a
Remember
conversation,
that.
right?
It matters little to me. Repair work on your starship has
God.
commenced. Finished.
Man, is it too much to ask for Hevrek 35 to talk like a normal
Oh,
person? I swear I can
non-stop
feel my brain
talking.
starting to fry.
Oh,
After listening to all that complicated stuff.
Don't worry. I think we're
Where are
mostly
you?
done with him. Now all we...
oh my god. So done? Oh, I knew it.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us?
I am.
You're worried about the future of the...
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give...
But you still intend to confront the...
Well, I did declare that even as I dream of retirement.
I'm sure you'll do...
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even...
I'm no
Wow.
saint. I have skeletons
There's
in
no
my closet
action
too.
for 45
There was
minutes.
definitely a time when I... But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave... Thanks to your
Not
reforms, we were
happy.
able to stand next to... Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans, but we knew that not all of you were like that. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, but as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking realistically speaking.
Even if we end up butting heads with
Wow.
one person, maybe we'll find if we can build a society that works like that.
Oh my
So you wish for
God.
people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy.
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine trip. Do you still plan to return to...
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be
God.
able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may...
You'll always have a home in Minute. Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. Doe.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, don't you think that brings down a barrier?
You know?
Yeah.
Come on. Oh my God, I hate conversation. Watching cussing.
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well,
Wow.
if
Why they
everything
make
we've
like
heard about the
this?
Great Spirit is
Huh?
true, then we're getting close to our final
I
battle.
know some people really want to
So I
know
wanted to
about that
apologize
kind
while
of
I can.
story, but
Apologize?
I was being real stupid before.
not
About
for
whether
me.
Dana's will had been controlling us and all. I get why you're angry now.
See, now
Anybody
basically
would be
48
if something they
minutes.
trusted was being
This is
questioned.
kind of
So,
Okay, I'm
I'm
gonna say
sorry,
just
Rinwell. Really.
too much.
I should have kept my...
No, Law. Honestly, of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they...
But you really
Yeah, I think...
believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run.
When we rescued Zephyr and it was the first time I felt like my powers... Then, when I felt Dana's will, it made me want to believe my powers were made to
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be...
Yeah,
Well, alright.
you will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right?
Remember what I...
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little...
You...
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, but I think that's how
So you're... In a way, doesn't...
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no...
Yeah, maybe...
Hevrick 35 might know the answer, but... You know what? I don't need to ask it. So thanks, Rinwell.
Ah,
That's enough.
To be
Enough is
honest, the
enough.
only reason I was suspicious of Dana's... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately.
huh?
Never mind.
Huh? No.
Saying? I don't remember.
I'm
No,
thinking.
that's not what I'm saying.
God. Oh my God. Now Shion and Alphen? I knew it.
You sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't.
Holy.
I've got too much on my mind.
Same as you. Still trying to...
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lord.
Ages and ages ago.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I wouldn't have my memories back.
Hey, Alphen,
Yeah?
if we can't find the Renis Alma, like Hevrect 35 said, the only way we can end the Great... I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the... You'll use the Blazing Sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the Blazing Sword may not have the strength of the Renis, but it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to...
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything
Listen,
that we've...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. I promise you, I'm not planning on going, but if it comes down to it...
Okay. But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I hope you can forgive me.
Alphen, okay. So it's a
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. I don't have words for the shock I felt.
That's because I couldn't feel...
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. But still...
You won't have to worry about...
You think so?
I do,
No.
Great. Now I'm sleepy. Holy.
Everybody get enough rest?
Yeah, we should...
Agreed.
Our task is relatively straightforward.
We're fighting for a new future for...
Right.
Then let's go, everybody.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you,
Right.
Hevrect 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see any...
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrect 35...
I have unlocked all functions on your...
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the red...
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to act...
Using the warp drive, you should be able to...
Wait.
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable...
So, once we reach the shell...
We gotta go all the way...
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we
The extinction as such, it would be...
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit?
Well,
You heard the lady.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification... Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to...
We exist because others have entrusted this to us.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? Why have you two continued to...
It's hard to explain. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
Oh. So here's no. Someone? What is this? What is that? Yeah, sure. Awesome. Alright. Holy. Not happy. I told you now. Basically 54 minutes. Just cussing, conversation.
It would appear that our Helganquil host...
You know what that means.
I guess this means we should get...
Still have to talk. Really. I knew it.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches...
I don't sense even a This world is...
Then this must be...
You mean to tell me this whole world
And it's covering everything.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After
So arresting.
back in its day, but after being robbed of its astral energy.
So the Great Spirit took everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude.
With nothing left here to consume.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is...
We can be sure that even these few remaining...
If the oblivion and darkness... It looks like we can climb. Let's take a look.
Mm-hmm. Rena, okay. Alright,
So this is Rena.
okay, now what is this? Let's check that.
This is where everything
one.
began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate. Ever.
What is it? Ah, take off. Oh, okay. Okay, guys. I'm way too tired. So... I better stop here. Sorry about that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!